Oil has been treated as a primary fuel resource for...
We interrupt this program to bring you this emergency broadcast. This is not a test.
Tonight, San Francisco remains a city in ruins. Officials estimate as many as 1,200 people may have been killed in the attack. There is strong suspicion that up to 500 terrorists remain at large.
We now take you live to the President of the United States.
Tonight, we are a nation called to defend freedom. The enemy cannot hide. Together, we will let the terrorists know that they will never win.
The fate of the free world rests in your hands. You command the most advanced military force ever assembled. You have the technology, the weapons, the power. Tomorrow's war has begun, and your moment is now. From Atari and best-selling author Dale Brown, the master of the military techno-thriller. Act of War, direct action.
Welcome back, my dearest friends. Welcome back to ever so amazing and something new, Act of War Direct Action. Act of War is an amazing real-time strategy game, unique for its own little things compared to most RTS games of the time, like Generals. It did come after Generals. I would say like a year after Generals or something like that. Now, many of you, if you actually follow my channel or something like that, or probably none of you know that actually I don't like Generals, CNC Generals at all. I don't consider it at all to be a CNC game. It's not made by Westwood. I know that Westwood kinda helped out at the beginning before they went poof, but it was basically an EA game. And that's about it. It didn't have all the nice quirkiness of the Westwood, it didn't have the soul of the Westwood, so I pretty much didn't give a shit about it. I played it, I was very disappointed by it, and I moved on. Thankfully it has a huge chunk of mods, beautiful mods out there, so you can check it out just for that, because Hell's Mother Bells, they improved the game so much more. But again, that is the feature of PC gaming that no other thing can have, and that is modding capabilities. And this game, Act of War, is a beautiful homage to Westwood, I would say, as a whole game. And of course it having its own thing, like True Line of Sight, for instance, infantry that actually is important in many ways than one, and just being a proper, I would say, evolution of the CNC genre of games, of that classical basic tank crushing games. And this game definitely does that. It does evolve, and it was made by Eugen Interactive, I think. Eugen Interactive. I mean, I know they're Eugen. I just know the second one. Anyway, Eugen Games, Eugen Studio, that is actually responsible for Wargame series, Ruse, and etc. Of course, Act of Aggression and all that. But Act of Aggression was supposed to be pretty much a sequel, a spiritual sequel to this game. It kind of failed from what I've seen. I only played it a bit. Enjoyed it very much, I must say. I really did enjoy it. 3 factions liking this game and enjoyed it quite a bit. Sadly didn't make it. Well, I mean, I don't know. To me, Act of Aggression had too many resources at the start, and then they didn't know where to go with. Then they put into the war game aspect of well, certain aspects of Wargame, like move fast command over the roads and all that, kind of felt out of place just because of that alone. The campaign was complete and utter garbage compared to Act of War, Direct Action, and High Treason, the expansion pack. So there is that, and understandable why people didn't like it. I mean, after all, a campaign that was supposed to, well, game's supposed to be a little bit also an homage to the old days. They didn't have the old days feel. It's just not that thing after all. But Act of War is just a mind-blowingly underrated gem, and this is a GOG version which I would advise anyone to get on GOG always, but you have it also on Steam. Again, Act of War GOG version gets as a gold edition if I'm not mistaken. You get High Treason and Act of War in one. High Treason is a very, very difficult game compared to Act of War Direct Action campaign wise. Extremely difficult actually game. So definitely advise first to play Act of War Direct Action, then go to High Treason, and in the highest difficulty I couldn't even finish the second level of High Treason back in the day, so I cannot even imagine how it will go now, especially now that I'm rusty as fuck. But anywho, classical stuff. You have the operation, the engagement against skirmish, and that is the against the AI. You have the map editor for the game if I'm not mistaken, or at least you have to download it, and you can just do whatever you want with it. Now that's one of the things that Eugen kind of fucked up down the line. It didn't make for Wargame series map editor and all that, or modding tools whatsoever. So pretty much, for instance, Act of War died because of it. Again, generals can't even compare to this game in any aspect, and you will see why if you have not played Act of War. So anyway, let's go on to the operation. Let's go on to the new campaign. And let's see how this is actually gonna go, because honestly I've not tried to see how the recording goes for this game. I mean, I had a few issues with it, but I'm hoping it's recording well and it's gonna record the videos in between. There is a live action videos in between all this beautiful stuff, and they are amazingly well done. So anyway, new campaign. Difficulty, we have 3 difficulties. We have the standard, hard, or very hard. We should go as always on the very hard difficulty. The direct action campaign is not difficult that much, but as I say, High Treason is extreme difficulty, and it's scary as fuck because of it. So let's launch this beautiful thing and see how this all gonna go. Oh, I don't have juice. 9. This is bad.
Strike team's in position, sir.
Stand by.
How's it looking?
On time and on target. Acquisition is imminent.
We need him alive.
I've got it under control. Kazim has been a thorn in my side for far too long. Patch me through. Major, confirm your status. Major, confirm your status. Major, I repeat, confirm that all of your men are in position.
Affirmative, sir. You got nothing to worry about. Okay, everyone, it's a go. Let's do it.
Just that transition, it was
All
a
targets are
beautiful
hot,
thing.
Jefferson. Fire at will.
That's just beautiful. Like that. This is really an amazing looking game. First and foremost, graphically, like, and you can zoom in completely and see the detail, fine detail on the units. And it is a precursor to Wargame series. And again, in rules and all that, you will see some things that are very familiar. Even the fucking trees look kind of similar in Wargame in here. But anyway, we have a Jefferson, which actually is a hero, and of course we have our Eva, which tells us a bunch of things, exactly what new units you can have, new gameplay features and all the stuff like that. Of course, we have first unit here is Delta Force, one of more elite units for the US Army. There are 3 factions. The US Army, Task Force Stalin, which is basically an offshoot of the US Army, and of course, you have the evil Russians, which are the consortium, the terroristas, but you know, Lel's mother-upping pals, which are basically actually like not, and they do play similar to the not. So this is the one of the beautiful things about this game again, the attention to detail in many ways than one. So very effective is infantry classical stuff, but then you actually can see what weaponry that unit is utilizing. And this is something that was I was mind blown by the detail of it, because let's be honest, how many games of the time, actually 2003, 2004, where the fuck this game actually came out, you know, like gave a shit about what unit is utilizing what weaponry and what goddamn armor they have. Heavy cavalry jacket, the MP5, 10mm submachine gun, can ambush, can crawl, capture and occupy buildings, stealth detection capability, and of course we have Jefferson, which is an amazing character, to be honest, in the game. I love this guy, like they did such a good job with him. All the characters are lovable, to be honest, in the game. Of course the Major Richter, which is your main dude, that is actually you, I guess. Yes, it's you, basically. And of course Jefferson and Eva. They're all amazingly well done character. The general himself, everyone in the live action stuff, amazing motherfucking job. Just the game was such an underrated gem, and is underrated gem, and I would say always fucking get it, vamp to it, touch it, it's just that good. So anyway, let's move in with all these troops. Of course, you have the very important thing, capture capability. You can capture the POWs in the game, but we'll talk about that down the line and when the game actually tells us about it, because I'm not gonna get into this specific feature, because this specific feature is what makes this game so different compared to other RTS games out there. All of them is this beautiful POW feature. So again, as I said, all units all infantry can actually crawl. Sorry about that little bit of lag. All infantry can actually crawl. As you can see, they become a little bit less visible. And that's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Yes, it is. They can also do an ambush. Order units to hide to do more damage. I mean, down there. You know, like considering, you know, like we're talking about the old classical RTS games, having this feature, like you see all this, like for instance this, it means that you can ambush, put our unit into the ambush position, hide behind the trees and all that, and fuck up the enemy. It gives more vision, and they hide, and that's beautiful. Like that kind of a stuff. I mean, we're talking again about the classical RTS games. Having that is just mind-blowing, and for the time. So anyway, classical is a move attack command, and that's exactly what we should be doing, because this entire mission is highly small. Very small. Like very short. So proceed in the main camp entrance. Move your soldiers to the main entrance indicated on the map. Enter the terrorist camp and eliminate all terroristas. Hint, maximize your firepower by fapping. Jefferson must not die. Of course. Understandably, when you have a hero, and again he is the veteran, always ranking. The units of course do get veterancy over time. Anywho, let's start raping them evil terroristas. You do get sometimes these beautiful camera angle shots, the action shots it is, and I like that very so much. It really gives you a little nod, you know, like to the, you know, just kind of an action movie feel to it. So yes, we can actually enter buildings, mostly actually buildings we can enter to see. At the moment we can't, the game doesn't allow it, specifically on this tower. Let's move on, let's basically right click. Yes, no we can't at the moment. Okay, that's fine. I just
Jefferson,
love that.
The orders are to clear the camp and secure the target. Have a good time.
I just fucking love that. Like, those little camera shots. It's so fucking cool. I mean, the game looks still bloody amazing. You know, sure, the models are still started looking blocky as fuck, but my god, people, the game is mind-blowing considering the scope it has and all that. And of course, here they come, the AK-47-74s, evil Germans, which are actually Russians. They're evil if you have not known. And there you go, more action. If you see, we kill a person on the rooftop. Yes, you can actually, this is again one of the interesting things. You can enter the building and you can actually tell units not to enter the building, but actually go on the rooftop of the building. And from that position to defend. And certain units cannot enter the building and be in the building, you know, on the windows and all that, but they have to be on top of the rooftop. So moving on, and here we see, of course, the enemy actually building troops as we move in on them. That's, of course, Barracks, the enemy Barracks right there. Thank you very much, GG for them. Jefferson are raping the rest of them. Jefferson is a strong hero. He can really survive most of the enemy evil. So, Hell's Mother Rubbing Bells. Beautiful job, Jefferson. Beautiful job. And I do like that he actually gets his different camo, if I'm not mistaken. I usually am, but a different camo. Specifically in this one, he has this beautiful desert camo and all that. When he goes full task force, Stalin, they're always black. Yeah, that's a specific color to that. They're like special, you know, you have the drones, technology, fucking super, you know, all the best fucking technology imaginable, right? The F-35s, the goddamn robots and shit. You know, but from what I've gathered, the dude that, like, if you know Tom Clancy, for instance, there is another dude that is similar to Tom Clancy, that this is all based on his stuff. So again, that there is that, you know, beautiful thing there. So anyway, objectives, again, let's see, move to helipad before Kazim's chopper takes off. Thankfully, the game doesn't have those, oh my god, moments where you're like, oh god, do I have to hurry up on everything? Thankfully not that I remember, at least. So moving on, move attack as always. Let me just see if we have some new information. No, pretty much that's it. Delta Force and Jefferson. Okay, moving on, beautiful. Again, very short mission, so I'm trying to maybe a little bit prolong it, but again, there's a lot to talk about.
The Vulture's on visual, sir.
Okay,
Roger
beautiful.
that. Seize target and proceed to exfil point.
And as you can see, here comes the moment where you actually can capture stuff. And capturing units in general, I guess we can talk about that immediately. Capturing prisoners of war gives you money. Each prisoner gives you a certain amount of money, but if you have the prisoner of war camp, they generate your money. So when you start losing all that fuel, should I say the oil, derricks and all that bullshit, and you lose the banks, which are all additional funding option, when you don't have any more of those, the prisoners of war become your mainstay power of actual income. So that's what prolongs the game in active war. And that alone, just think about it. Every time you lose a goddamn soldier, they actually get captured, be it the pilots or not the pilots, because you can actually destroy vehicles, you get the tank crew and all that. And you can capture them, you destroy the airplanes, and you lose, well, they drop always the pilot. And the pilot, you can return with that pilot to your base immediately for, you know, get some money out of that. Or the enemy captures that pilot and he goes into prisoners of war camp. And he generates constant money. And that alone is an aspect that hurts like nobody's bitch. When you fight an enemy, the AI, of course the AI always fought, and they capture some of your troops, they take generally that money and prolong the fucking game. Even, as I said, even when the banks go poof, no more money in the banks and no more anywhere oil to siphon from, nothing like that. And then these guys become the mainstay money, you know, the giving thing for the enemy. And that alone is a completely new feature compared to all other RTS games out there, as there is nothing like it in today's gaming, in RTS games. So Eugen did an amazing job, and again, that's something that I'm so sad that the Active War didn't get like more recognition for it. Thankfully, I found the game, so again, to me, it's 10 out of 10. The game is a masterpiece. The Act of War is a masterpiece. And it has to be just said like that. It's just a fucking masterpiece. So I'm just gonna go on the objectives just to get the fuck out of this. So get right click and cancel to capture. Do not kill the or him, of course. No, still no. Okay. I'm like wondering when she's gonna get completely blue if we get like a new new information about stuff. So anyway, let's move in, move attack freely, because he's a capturable thing. Usually he will not be killed by your troops. We also can see some RPG dudes. We can see the Mi-8.
Sir, the Vulture's on the move. Repeat, the Vulture's trying to get away.
Get the target now, Jefferson. Your taxis are on the way.
Excellent job, people. Almost. You can see some, again, RPG dudes. Here comes our own Black Hawks. Beautiful job, people. Beautiful job. Fall back a little bit. Fall back. Excellent. Now, because these are Delta Force, they are the best fucking units. These are the basic units for the evil organization called whatever the organization is called. So they are the basics, right? The Delta Force are your elite US Army units. They are really late kind of a game unit. So, of course, I mean, at the very start, you get the best fucking units. So we can see the actual helipad, which is the the headquarters of the consortium. That's their specific headquarters. We have seen the barracks. I think there are a bunch of, yeah, there is a specific production that is collection of oil. I mean, there are a bunch of buildings, at the moment neutral, that are specific to the consortium. We will not play as a consortium, then I found a mistake. In high treason, they allow you to play as a consortium units, but campaign doesn't exist. Specifically, it's a test for talent campaign. You play a little bit with the Amerikanski regular, and then you play with the special Amerikanskis, which are these guys. So anyway, move on, and let's wrap up this beautiful, sexy, short-ass mission. Of course, we have the Euro tankers, which are specifically, again, called for collecting the beautiful love. Delta Force raping those fuckers on the top of the beautiful buildings. Again, that just, I love that, man. I fucking love the ability to just pop on the top of the building. Not every building, because the building actually has to have the exit point and enter point and all that stuff. So you can drop troops with the, for instance, Black Hawks and all that on top of the buildings, and they enter the buildings, if I'm not mistaken, like that. That's beautiful. Again, those are little details that you don't see anywhere. And of course, we have the vehicle depot, the motor pool for the consortium right here, and even a BTR-80 with the rocket system. And here they come. They think they can actually do anything against us? Nothing. Excellent. Let's capture him. So of course you can just press C, and it's gonna have a range, so it can capture most units around. And do it like this, and they're gonna get close to the bastion and gonna go, "Hey, give me your beautiful love." And he goes down, and he says, "Okay."
Sir, the Vulture's in the cage, and we are going home.
Roger that, Jefferson. Proceed to exfil point for immediate pickup.
Copy that. Listen up, squad. We're out of here. Move it. All right, I want everybody on this bird right now.
Excellent. That's pretty much a GG. Also, what do we have here? We have a Porcupine, which is actually a mortar type of a BTR. You know, that's a BMP with the beautiful thingy on top of it. Like, that's basically a BMP. But BMP2 or BMP3. BMP3, I think. This is pretty much a chassis for BMP3, which can actually entrench itself, and it's an artillery, short-range artillery weapon. And as you can see, when the units get pretty much damaged like this, this is what happens to them. They get slow and slower and slower, of course, depending on the health pool and all that. And again, yeah, like, god damn it, those, like, that's beautiful just to look at. I mean, considering the attention to detail that Eugen dropped on this game in every sense of the way, like the look of the detail of the buildings, look of the detail of everything, you know, like, it's just unprecedented in this day and age, specifically, well, back in the day specifically, but even in today, you know, just attention to the deal that your units, the infantry is valuable in a goddamn RTS, like, holy shit, like, right, amazing.
Nice job, Jefferson. See you back in base for some R&R.
Hey, Major. Do me a favor and throw in some TNA with that.
Bravo 4, this is Delta 6, and we're sending this place right back to the Stone Age. Over and out.
I want to see them in the gold room, immediately.
Tell me it was an accident. I didn't think so. What have we got?
High level of chatter, sir. We think it was deliberate.
Mr. President, we're on it. My troops are mobilizing as we speak.
Lock down Houston now, Kelly. We've got the World Energy Forum next week.
We're prepared for it, sir.
No, you're not, General. For London, we need the best. I'm activating Task Force talent.
Sir, all due respect. Richter and his men are outside the normal chain of command.
He's the National Security Advisor. It's his call. I want hourly updates on this, Robert.
I'll have the task force on the ground in London in 12 hours. They're a direct action team. They can handle anything that comes their way, Mr. President.
Good. Let's do it.
How things looking down there, Jefferson?
Not good, sir. This is the biggest goddamn traffic jam I've ever seen.
It's not Libya, huh?
Hell no, sir. Not exactly.
Meet you in place before the attendees get there. Any chance things are gonna get moving?
That's a negative, sir.
Then lose the vans and have your men proceed to the waypoint on foot.
Roger that. Open up, guys.
Jefferson, take your men through to the mall and proceed from there to the palace gates.
Roger that, sir. We're on it. Hey, Major.
Yes, Jefferson?
Why is this task force playing rent-a-cop?
Short version? Because we do what the National Security Advisor tells us to, right?
Right. What about Kazim?
Irrelevant. What happened in Houston was someone else's work, and if that someone is here at the Energy Forum as well, just keep your eyes open, Jefferson. Move out.
And I wish you the very best next time. More love, more drugs, and as always, more beautiful act of war, direct action.